like, okay, social media is a big evil thing. It's a villain. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing great. I'm doing awesome, as you can see. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about social media and how it can affect our self-development. Let's get into it. Okay, so I did a quick Google research before getting into this, just to see what experts have to say about this. And these are the 3 responses that stood out to me. So the first one was, social media has been linked to high levels of loneliness, envy, anxiety, depression, narcissism, and decreased social skills. Second response, social media and the internet are deeply embedded into our daily lives and our daily routines. It's affecting our development and personalities more than ever. Response number 3, social media influences the decisions we make about our health and lifestyle. Okay, so from that quick research, we can see that there is good and bad to social media. But the whole point of this video is for me to show how social media can stunt your self-development. So I'm gonna start with the first point, and it says, there is so much good that social media has to it, not to mention how essential it is. We use it to create meaningful connections and communications with our family and friends. But if you're not careful, it can be used and affect us in a negative way. Here is how. So social media has made public figures more accessible than ever. We get to know and see so much about what they do. This also applies to regular people around us, like our friends, cousins, and even random people we bump into on different social media platforms. Tracking all this is usually or makes us compare our achievements to them. This is so true. Okay, I'm just gonna shed light on the fact that social media is not entirely bad, but if you're not careful, it can actually affect you in a negative way. This point especially, it has made public figures more accessible than ever. We get to know so much about them: the food they eat, the clothes they wear, where they buy their clothes, the restaurants. It's like everything. Whatever you want to know, you can easily find out about it. So this really makes it super easy to weigh ourselves against them, which is just doesn't make so much sense. I mean, not so many regular people can afford to live the way most public figures live. Okay, imagine a person like me who just came out from university, just graduated, and then you are comparing yourself to someone who has lived a lifetime of success, who is like so very rich. He's probably a billionaire. It doesn't make sense. It's not even fair. But it happens to the most of us, and we do it. And this does more damage than good. The drawback to this leads me to another point. Okay? Everyone is selective about what we broadcast to the world. We choose to portray information and things in a certain way that makes our respective audiences think that everything is amazing. When in reality, we are filtering out the bad stuff and only showing the good stuff. This is so true, especially girls. I think girls really, there's not a lot of brave enough girls that would, just give it out as it is, the good and the bad. It takes a lot of bravery to do that. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people filter out the bad and only show you the good things, implying that their life or whatever it is they're doing is amazing and perfect, which is very unrealistic. But for some reason, we take it, we buy it. Okay, so you may ask, so what is wrong with all these positives and amazingness? Well, nobody wants to live a boring, hard life. Well, thing is, in as much as this might be inspiring, at the same time, it might also create unrealistic expectations to your audience, which in turn brings more stress and frustration. Social media makes you focus on the things that you may not have, and you lose track of the stuff you have and your goals. Your goals can quickly shift from something healthy to drastic, unhealthy, unrealistic changes because everybody else is doing it or your favorite public figure represents it. Social media is going to distract you from the things, from the real life that you're living. You are human, you're not meant to be perfect. Okay? You're meant to be imperfectly perfect. And when you constantly compare yourself to, public figures or whoever it is that you compare yourself to, you get distracted and you become so ungrateful for the things that you actually have in your life because you want that amazing life that somebody else has, which they might not even have. Or maybe they are pretending to have it, but I'm not saying it's everybody who pretends. Not everybody pretends, but you have to be careful. Even if somebody is being real or they're being realistic, it is just not healthy to constantly compare yourself to somebody or people on social media. It's a very, very thin line between constant comparisons and inspirations. Because if you try to get to where they are and you don't, or in that process of trying to get to where you're being inspired to get, there's a lot of frustrations and anxiety, like you just will I ever, meanwhile you're actually missing out on your life and on the things that you have already. So the essence of life is to be content with what you have and work with it. Yeah. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't draw inspiration. Okay, so now what can we do about it? Like, okay, social media is a big evil thing. It's a villain. What can we do? Like, how can we make it a unicorn? Like, how can we make it a happy place? Well, first of all, since we can't get rid of it entirely, it is much easier to eliminate the health. I'm Bemba, Zambian. Okay, you can excuse me. It's much easier to eliminate the unhealthy thoughts entirely. So yeah, start with yourself. Try to be positive. Try not to compare yourself. It's just like unconsciously. But catch yourself and stop comparing yourself. Just be happy for other people and move on with your life. If you cannot do that, then this is where the next point comes in. Stop following stressful content on your feed. Often edit who follows and who you follow. When you do this, You allow yourself to focus on your own goals and work towards them at a pace that suits you. I'm gonna give a very practical, personal example. There is this lady, woman, or girl that I really like. I like how she carries herself, how she presents herself, the things that she does, and yeah, I just really like it. But I think at some point I just became like so into it. The point where I felt like it was a wise decision for me to stop following her and to stop looking at her content. Not because, well, I didn't like it anymore, but because I thought it was becoming unhealthy. Because most of the times, everything that she does, I want to do it too, and I couldn't afford it. I can't. Like, it's never even gonna happen in a million years. Whatever it is that she does, I should do it. No, that is not healthy. It is okay to draw inspiration from other people, but it's not okay to, strive to be a clone of them. That is not right. So, yeah. Okay, so this is going to take more than just editing your social media feeds to stop yourself from comparing yourself to others. But seeing that social media plays an important role in our lives, why not use it to build your self-confidence and your self-esteem? This is so true. So in as much as social media can affect you negatively, can also be a source of inspiration, a source of growth, a source of self-awareness, a source of improved self-esteem and self-confidence. Because in as much as there are people on social media who they are just there to flaunt their amazing, perfect, good life, there is also some people that are just so real, genuine, raw, and just full of life that can help you to grow and look at life in a very inspiring and motivating way. So yeah, it's actually your responsibility. It's up to you to decide whether social media is going to be a good thing for you or it's going to be a bad thing for you. But you have to be very, very careful. It's more like feeding your mind with junk. Is not good for you. It tastes really good, but in the long run, it's not. You need healthy foods that are going to nourish your body, that are going to nourish your soul and your mind. Thanks for watching. I'm going to see you on my other video.